Well, seems I'm a little out of practice starting the show. I forgot all the shit I had to do. Let's go.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
Oh, what's up, you damn dirty dickheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is, I have no idea, Thursday, September 30th, 2021, and this is episode number 340 of Barry on Deck. As always, Barry on Deck brought to you by the AP Law Group. If you have been injured in an accident, don't be a dummy. Don't fight the insurance companies by yourselves. Call the AP Law Group, 713-913-GO-AP, or log on to aplawgroup.com. Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. If it's your first time, welcome to the show. I missed you guys. Did you miss me? I missed you. Oh, I missed you so much. I've been living like a caveman. Okay. Yeah, I just no internet. How do people do it? Why is my cat screaming right when I go on air? Why are you screaming right when I go on air? Are you okay? I had to make sure they were okay. You never can tell with these cats. So I've been without the interwebs. Let me explain what happened. So your boy, we didn't lose power on the storm on Tuesday. Pretty bad storm, but things got a little dicey, and then the internet went out, and I wasn't sure why. Well, turns out the outside box on my house shit the bed, and then we tried to fix it. I'm on the phone with support for a while. That didn't happen. Eventually, they get a tech out the next day. All is fixed. So it wasn't really anybody's fault. Like AT&T didn't go out. It's just that the box on the outside of my house, because I have fiber that runs to the house, and then from that it's just copper to the Wi-Fi. But I had been having Wi-Fi issues, and so they went ahead and replaced the router as well, which, you know, if you haven't had to do that in a while, boy, I spent 3 hours yesterday just logging everything back into the new Wi-Fi network. So that was fun. But no, I know a lot of you are expecting, I saw chat where a lot of you are expecting AT&T rants and anger, and really it's just nobody's fault. Sometimes shit happens. And they got here within 24 hours, like literally within 24 hours. I was on the phone with the support at like 1:40, and the technician showed up at 2 o'clock the next day. So I have no complaints whatsoever. Shit happens. But I'll tell you right now, 2 days with no internet, it was a struggle. I didn't get to do Sports Right on Tuesday. That sucked. A lot of you were like, well, just use your phone as a hotspot. Smart asses. First of all, the signal in the neighborhood is ass. I could show you, like I don't know if you can see it, but this is currently, like, you'll see the Wi-Fi. Let's see if that'll, but this is my signal currently. Come on, you raggedy bitch. Can you see it? I currently have 3 bars, but it's not even 5G or 4G. It's just regular ass G. OG? No G? I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Once we lose Wi-Fi here, shit hits the fan. Nothing happens. So doing anything was beyond the realm of possibility. Now, what I was able to do was occasionally I could sneak on and post things or Tweet. I could text. I could text and call. Internet really wasn't happening. Nonetheless, enough about me complaining. I lost 2 days, but whatever. What you gonna do? Speaking of loss, little weight loss update. I am super excited. I have been starving myself like a hostage. This morning, I am proud to announce I weighed 197.3. I was 208 September 14th. So I have lost 11 pounds in 15 days, basically, or so, 2 weeks, 11, 12 pounds in 2 weeks. Not bad. The goal is 185 by October 16th. So I have about 16, 17 days to lose 12 pounds. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty pumped about it. I'm feeling good. I'm eating 1 meal a day and running a lot. I'm running 4 miles a day and working out. So feeling good. Hopefully I'm able to hit my goal. Otherwise, charities are going to make a grip from all the deckheads that are supporting me in my venture. So, hey, speaking of the deckheads, let's get to it right now. Greatest deckhead in the history of the world, at least for the next 2 hours. John Dory, my God. Let's go, buddy. Thank you for being first in the chat. Thank you for the first super chat and your generosity. And thank you for the first like. You, my friend, are a Triple Crown winner. Jeff Bell, if you're here. If you're still with us, Jeff Bell, not like he's dead. I'm just saying, like, if you're here, Jeff Bell, put John Dory down for the Triple Crown, because that's what that man is. The rest of the chat shapes up like this. I see Heartthrob Official, a.k.a. Philip Bernard in the building. What's up to you, buddy? Ray, my guy, what's up, man? Alan Denson is here, and Joe Pro, and my sweet Donna. Rev House and Aaron J. Bryant, AJB. I want to call him AGB, but that's not it. Joe Pro, what's up, dude? Rudolph Rodriguez with the message of the century: sanitize, wash hands, social distance. Lisa, real whooping my ass in fantasy. I get it. What's up, G-Man? Good to see you here and back. Walt, thank you for being here, my friend. Keith Sager, good day to you, sir. Good day, sir. Charles Garza is here. Jay, what up, dude? How are you, man? Mr. 1%, Chris Reyes is here. Celio, what's up, dude? He said first show after Monday Night Football. Guess I was wrong. Cowboys won by more than 10. Yeah, right? That's a good game by the Cowboys. They look good. Brandon Gary, what's up? He said, poor Texas fans. I'm sorry if he destroyed the team to try to get fired. Well, we're going to get to that. Who else is in the building? CC, what's up, girl? Good to see you. Tony the Handsome is here. Checking in, hitting the like button. Have a good one later. Well, fuck you too, pal. All right, that was aggressive. I apologize. What's up, Mr. Mina and Mimi? What's up, girl? Jen, how are you, sweetie? Uriel Villanueva's here. Dandy Dan is here. Man, I missed the hell out of you guys. All of you. The whole lot of you. Every last raggedy, ugly one of you. What's up, Clarence? Speaking of Wallace. Hilarious. You got late jokes. I swear to God. You know what? Somebody 5-minute timeout, Wallace. I'm tired. I'm so sick of y'all's late jokes. Okay? Just I'm doing the best I can do. I have told you guys time and time again. I don't need you making late jokes. It's not that I want to start late. It just happens. Okay? Enough. Enough. Jason, what's up, dude? No, there's a show today. We're starting. What's up, Justin? Barry's the type of dude to be late for first period after spring break. Oh my God, you guys, these fucking late jokes. You know what? From now on, I'm just not going to put a start time. This show is when it fucking starts, okay? It's not 2 o'clock. It's not 2:05. It's not 1. It's when I start the fucking show. You guys want to put me in a bad mood already? Assholes. God, some of y'all's... What's up, D-Mata? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Who else is here? Wesley, what's up, dude? Incarnate is here. No Thursday AT&T rant. I'm sorry to disappoint you. What's up, Noakes? Good to have you here. Steven Luther, my dude. What's up, Frank? What's up, man? I think I got everybody. Lisa, got Nick Gamboa in. Who else? All right. Yeah, sorry. No, I'm not ranting today. I'm not ranting. No, you're not going to set me off. I'm not going to rant. I just don't understand why you guys make the same lame fucking jokes every time. Like, okay, we get it. I don't start on time. Whoop-de-fuck. Like, just, it's going to start. Usually there's a reason. Do you think I just sit here at 2 o'clock and just go? No, I don't. I have. Okay. You know what? I'm not explaining it to you assholes. What's up, Todd? Good to see you, buddy. Glad you're alive. What's up, Joel? How are you? No. Ban this Wallace, too. The Wallace Wilts one. I need him 5-minute timed out. Not banned, but 5-minute timed out as well. I need that one timed out. I need the other Wallace timed out. I need fucking William Wallace timed out. Wasn't that his name? Who played that? Mel Gibson? Wasn't he William Wallace? Whatever. What is Clarence doing? Clarence is on the radio and in the chat at the same time. Nice. Very nice. I like. See, Steven looks at it the right way. Who cares if Barry's late? At least your girlfriend isn't. Exactly. Bunch of assholes. All right, let's get to it. I got sports headlines. We got a lot of shit to talk about today. Hall of Fame slugger Frank Thomas leads the Field of Dreams by they now have controlling interest in that weird field in the middle of corn in the middle of Iowa that baseball uses. I don't know why this is such a big deal, but this was a major headline on ESPN. They're like, oh my God, Frank Thomas owns controlling interest in a company that owns the baseball field in a cornfield in Iowa. Well, okay. I mean, I'll put it because they had it, but who really gives a shit? They're going to play maybe 2 or 3 games a year there, max, when all's said and done. Congrats, Frank. You own a stadium in a cornfield. Congratulations. LaShawn McCoy is going to retire as an Eagle. That only seems right. So he will go, if he goes into the Hall of Fame. Is he Hall of Fame? I don't even know, to be honest with you. If I'm being honest, I don't know if LaShawn McCoy, where does he stack up? Let's see if this Football Reference. Is there a Football Reference? There better be a gut. Yeah, there's a Pro Football Reference. Let's see. I'm going to share this. I'm not even sure. Is LaShawn? I don't think he is. I mean, like, I don't, like, nothing stands out where you're like, oh, boy, shady. I mean, like, you know, for a year or two. Yeah, Daddy Dan says he's Hall of Great, not Fame. Okay. And then Cece coming in very aggressive in this show today. Who gives a fuck about Shady? He's Dookie. Okay. Well, that's, yeah, not this. You're right, Kevin Wallace. You're fine. You're okay. It's Wallace Wilt who can suck a fat one. I want to see his stats. Like, where does Shady line up with the rest of the running back? So, let's go. Let's see. Scenes and scene. Share. Zoom out. That's amazing how that works, man. I just yell it and it happens. Win the lotto. Nothing. Don't worry, guys. Look, busy show today. We're going to get to all this fantasy football updates. Kelly Eco's joining me to talk NBA and Rockets. I got a ton of football stuff. And it's the third hour Thursday, so don't forget that as well. We're going to do a third hour. If you're not on Patreon, make sure you go get on the Patreons. Patreon.com / nope, that's not it. There it is. Patreon.com / Barry on Deck. You sign up, you'll get access to the third hour of the show. And that's only for Patreon members. Zoom out. All right. So let's look up Shady McCoy here. And let's see. So we would need to go to players, all-time greats. No, I just want leaders. There we go. Leaders. Rush yards, career. Let's see where Shady McCoy, number 22. How many of you would have guessed that? How many of you, and don't lie, you raggedy bitches. Don't lie. Oh, I knew that. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. If I asked you who had more rushing yards, OJ Simpson or LaShawn McCoy, you'd be like, oh, OJ Simpson, easy. Look at that. 134 yards separates OJ Simpson and LaShawn McCoy. What? He's got more than Marshawn Lynch and Ricky Williams and Kevin Portis. All right, some of these names are Earl Campbell. Oh, shit. He's got more rushing yards than Earl Campbell. That's crazy. See? Priest Holmes. I mean, look. Larry Zonka. Joe Perry's in the Hall of Fame. Loved him in Journey. What a great singer. Oh, that's Steve Perry. Never mind. Good times. Look, Mark Ingram's on the list. Terrell Davis. So, does seeing this right here change your mind at all? Does seeing the fact that LaShawn McCoy is top 25 all time in rushing yards change your mind at all? What's up, John Garza? Does it change your mind? I mean, look, there are some names that fall below this. Every time you see that plus sign there, that's Hall of Fame. There are tons of names that fall below him that are in the Hall of Fame. I mean, a lot of, he's got more than Zeke. Look at that. Suck it. Le'Veon Bell, Derrick Henry. Got a long way to go to catch Shady. He's top 25. Zoom out. So does that change your mind? I mean, I would have never guessed that. I would have never guessed that it was that high. What's up, Matt? Notes says still second ballot. Okay. We need a recount on the stats. Very surprising. I wonder like rushing touchdowns. Let's see. Rushing yards. Here we go. Rushing touchdowns and go. By the way, I only said that. Zoom out. I only said that because there's the go thing here. If you're that asshole on Facebook that's like, I need recommendations for a barbecue pit and go. I hate you. Everyone hates you. And go person is an asshole. And go. Fuck yourself. All right. That was aggressive. Here you go. Let's see. Where's Shady McCoy on the touchdown list? Tied for 28th. Again, he's got more than the lead singer of Journey. Well, that's not. We've established. He's got more than Thurman Thomas, who's in the Hall, and Larry Zonka and Lenny Moore. He's got more than O.J. Simpson. He's got a lot more than O.J. 12 more rushing touchdowns than O.J. Simpson. He is just on the outside. Boy, Earl, look at that. 74 with half the yards. Okay, chat. There you see it. He is 22nd all-time in rushing yards and 28th in touchdowns. All time. You putting him in? I mean, the numbers speak pretty good. Yeah, Pete Jones said 11 years. Didn't seem like he played that long. Is that what his career was? 11 years? Let's see. 2009 to 2020. Yeah. He spent 6 years in Philly, 4 years in Buffalo, a year in Kansas City, and a year in Tampa. 2013 was his best year. Zoom out. 2013 was his best year. 314 rushes, 1,600 yards. Averaged 100 yards a game. Boy, look at that anomaly. It just stuck out like a sore thumb, didn't it? And then literally gone within 2 years from Philly. Was that like the Chip Kelly era? What was that? Like he had 17 rushing touchdowns in 2011. I don't see any other yards from scrimmage right there. He led the league in that as well. And touches with 366. So obviously 2013 was his best year ever. Matt Boucher said you would think the zoom feature. I know, right? It does, right? Zoom out. Zoom in. Oh, shit. Zoom in. Jerk. Okay. That was Chip. Okay, that's what I thought. Chip Kelly. Hall of pretty solid. I mean, come on. Dude's top 25-ish. All time? Do you know how many running backs there have been in the NFL? I'm putting him in. He may not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but based on those numbers And I'm putting him in. I'm gonna put LaShawn McCoy in the Hall of Fame, and the rest of you can just suck it. All right, back to the headlines. We got way off track there. We only got to 2 headlines so far. Hi, welcome back to the show, Mr. Squirrel. Let's see. Lamar Jackson's back, has the Ravens in a wait-and-see mode. Obviously hurt his back last week. Missed Thursday's practice. This is like the first time or second time ever in his career he's missed back-to-back practices. So Ravens a little worried. The Patriots have lost James White for the season, so that's not good. Gerald McCoy has been suspended for 6 games after getting popped for peds. Michael Strahan bought new helmets for Texas Southern. How cool is that? How cool is that? And then Brian Windhorst says Ben Simmons is willing to sit out if he's not traded. He's going the old Deshaun Watson, Anthony Davis, 1,000 other people that are disgruntled and unhappy route. Here's the one thing, like, I know people are like, well, you got a contract, you're supposed to. Let's be real. Who amongst us doesn't just sit out? I mean, if you have the money to, if you ain't happy with your job, you may show up, you ain't doing shit. Noakes said, I really can't stand Brian Windhorst for some reason. Yeah, he's got a very punchable face, I feel like. I don't know why. But Strahan has 8 jobs. He can afford it. Well, you talk about somebody that parlayed an NFL career. I would be interested to see his breakdown of financial gain. I feel like he's made way more money post-NFL than he did in the NFL. In fact, let's go to Spot Track and see what he made in the NFL. Spot Track. Let's see. We'll do this together. Michael Strahan. I did not spell that right. Yep. There we go. Career earnings. Michael Strahan made 76. I almost said thousand. $76 million. $76 million in 15 seasons. Played all 15 seasons with the New York Giants. His first year in the league, he made $620. $620,000. What is meat with numbers today? What the hell? Oh, wow. This is trippy. Look at this, chat. Hey, chat. Zoom out, ho. This is his career earnings. Look at that. In year 2, he made $212,500. There had to have been a signing bonus in there in 93. In 95, he made a $250,000. And then he started making some money. $4 million, $1 million, $3 million, 12, 4, 4, 20. Got that big bump. Got that big signing bonus in 2002. Dude made $76 million. Todd said he's making $17 million now. Let's see. Let's see what his net worth is. Let's go Michael Strahan. So we know he made 76. Now, obviously, he spent that and whatnot. Zoom out. Let's see here. Fan Buzz, net worth. So this website is saying he's worth $65 million. You know, that's not bad. That's not bad. You know, you make 76, you figure you're buying houses, you're buying. If he's making 17 mil a year, wow. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. How old is this? Oh, updated in 2021. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, zoom out. That's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But yeah, he definitely ain't hurting for money. What all of his jobs? He's on Good Morning America. He's on Fox's NFL Sunday show. Isn't he on like a game show or something like that as well? What's his I bet if we looked at his IMDb, it'd be ridiculous. But I don't know what else he does. But I know those 2 things for sure. And those have to pay him pretty well, right? A couple mil a piece. Easy. He's got to be getting at least, if he's at the desk for Fox, he's got to be making $5-6 mil a show, right? And then, he's got the Millionaire Game Show. Okay. Yeah, this dude, good for him, man. Good for him. All right, so there's your sports headlines. What does it say? Alex said, didn't his ex-wife get half his NFL earnings, but he's good? Did she? Well, maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. Oh, he has his own clothing line? Damn. He should be hosting Jeopardy. Well, I don't know about that, Frederick. I don't think he did a bad job. I think he would do a good job, but I think everybody wants the Reading Rainbow guy, which that LeVar Burton or whatever. I'd be good with that. What's up, Total Dallas? Thank you for the 43rd like. 43 likes? What? Are we doing it? Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the program, make sure you do that, okay? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're at 44 likes. We have 60 people watching, 59. Come on, people. Come on. Get those likes up. Get them up. He owns the Gap. Oh, you rascal. You dirty rat. He pays $18K in child support. Holy shit. Holy shit. How much is that a month? How much is that a month? He pays $18K a month in child support? This dude pays $216,000 a year. And so I'll tell you what, this is what I've never understood. This whole alimony and child support thing. You can't tell me. I don't have kids, okay? I don't have kids. But you cannot tell me that it cost $18,000 to do. That's what I did, CC. You can't tell me that it costs $18,000 per month to raise a kid. Now, maybe the kid has special needs or something like that, then I could see it. But just some regular ass kid? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And then this spousal support. I need $200,000 a month. For what? For fucking what? I remember when my parents got divorced, I was in high school. My dad, I remember he would give me the check to give to my mom for child support. And I want to say it was every 2 weeks. My dad would write a check for like $250. $125 a week was his part in raising me. Now that is pretty ridiculous. My mom was like, he should be paying like $500 every 2 weeks. He should have been paying $1,000. Dude was paying like half. So, yeah, exactly. TDP said I pay $1,200 a month for support. She ain't got no job. She's balling out. Well, lifestyle. Hold on. This drives me nuts about this, Jen, because Jen said it's about maintaining a lifestyle. How about you maintain a job after the divorce? So basically what you're telling me is, because look, you're already getting half, right? Let's think about this for a second. You've got an athlete and their spouse, because I don't want to assume it's men and women. Majority of it, I'm guessing, it's the male athlete and the female spouse. But let's just assess this for a second, okay? You've got this guy making millions of dollars. He's an athlete, and this female, maybe she supported him since high school. Cool, great, awesome, supporting him, being there for him. Not, maybe she makes him sandwiches when he gets home, or I don't know. Maybe she goes out in the backyard like fucking what's his name? Was it Trevor Lawrence's girlfriend or Zach Wilson? Somebody's girlfriend was out there running routes with him, helping him learn the playbook. Fantastic. You're going to get half of his income when you leave him, okay? So let's assume let's just use round numbers, 50 mil. For your pain and suffering of living with a millionaire athlete. Oh, with his athlete body, you know what I mean? His stamina, you know what I mean? Oh, going shopping all the time and shit, not having to work because he makes $50 million. So this lifestyle that you live of just buying shit off using his money. Katie said Barry's about to get 5 dislikes. No, let's just have this honest conversation. What are you doing besides offering support? But you're still going to get half when you guys leave each other. Fine. Great. That's the law. I get it. You take your $25 million for being supportive for a couple years. This is worth 25 mil? Okay, fine, cool. And he's going to take his 25 million, and then you split. But now he's got to pay you $200K a month on top of that, just so you can make the 25 mil wasn't enough. You still need hundreds of thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars a month to, bro, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? The court system is so jacked up right now on this bullshit. Look, I get it. If you didn't work because, cool, I understand that. Now, look, this might be worth a little more for a 51-49 split. Cece says, I've heard athlete penises musty. Okay, I get that. That's you're doing yeoman's work, Cece, or whoever. I get it. You gotta bang an athlete. You gotta put your face in an athlete's crotch. That can't be great. So she's heard. I can't believe Grandmama's crotch stinks. Anyways, I get that you're going to get half. I still think that's stupid, but okay. That's the rules. That's the law. But why you need tens of thousands of dollars every month after that from spousal support? How about this? Get a fucking job and take care of yourself. I try to be a champion for women as much as I can be. But there are some things that are egregious and ridiculous, and that is one of them. And I'm a product of divorce. I watched my dad not pay his fair share of child support while I was in high school. In fact, you want a little story time? Cool. All right. My senior year of high school, I didn't end up talking to my dad for years because of what I'm about to tell you. My senior year of high school, my mom was going to take my dad back to court for child support that she was owed, that he hadn't been paying, that he should have been paying. And my dad said, if your mom takes me back to court and makes me pay these last 6 months of child support until you're 18, I'm not going to send you to college. I'm not going to pay for your college. That's what my dad told me. My father. If your mother takes me to court to get court-ordered child support up to the level it should be, as mandated by the state of Texas, I will not send you to college. And he kept his word because she took him to court and she got an extra $300 every 2 weeks and an extra, couple hundred, $600 a month to what he should be paying. And so my dad said, well, there goes your college fund. And wouldn't send me to school. Wouldn't put me through college. So let me tell you something. When I tell you that I understand what it's like being on the other side of the dad with the money kind of guy, I 100% understand that. I completely understand that. I grew up in it. I was around it. My parents divorced when I was 6 years old. This wasn't something new that occurred the last 2 months of before I turned 18. I grew up a child of divorce, of child support. I get it. But this shit is ridiculous. And yeah, my mom got half, kinda. She was nice. They had a house together. They sold it. They split it, this, that, and the other. But come on, man. You cannot tell me that a woman needs tens of thousands of dollars a month on top of the millions that she's going to get in the divorce settlement. Even if she has the kids, it can't cost that much to raise the kids. And a lot of these women ain't working anyways. In all honesty, these athletes and these men are getting screwed. That's a fact. That is a fact. Damn. Tracy Harris said, I had to pay $500 a month in the 90s working at Taco Bell making $6.25 an hour. Fuck. That's crazy. That is really crazy. All right, let's get back to the show. I still have a lot of stuff we need to discuss, but you know how we do. Let's do some fantasy updates. You guys want your fantasy football updates from the Barry on Deck, the Dan's Seafood and Wings fantasy football? Well, I got them for you, so let's get to it. Here you go. I wish I had some fancy music for you. but I don't. Boop, boop, doop, boop, doop, boop. Oh, that's Mario Brothers. Hey, here's week 3, league number 1. We have 4 leagues. Jen, I remembered. You didn't remind me to do the Dans on there, but I remembered, huh? Come on.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, baby. I know. I just need to thank you. Thank you for the compliment on the slide. I just need to get rid of the lines and not make it look so spreadsheety, but I don't have time. PP Dub said fantasy can eat a dick. That's hilarious. Damn. Jen said a real woman wouldn't want all that. They chose sideline hoes, so they get sideline hoe behavior. Okay. Facts. TDP said, nope, skip it. No, bitch, we're doing it. We're doing it all. Here's your, this is the BZH 420 League. So Hugo stomped an absolute mud hole in BZH, 133 to 80. That's Titan Hugo if you're not sure. Eric Resendez, whoo, 190 points. That's an ass whooping. Eric is really good at fantasy sports, you guys. So he put it on Amos like he owed him something, 190 to 110. They're going to get a divorce after that. 167 to 122. Brandon Gary put it on Jared Taylor. Tight game here between Robert Likes Beer, the king of the deckheads, and Jeff Bell. 108 to 106. And then Jay Greasy beat up on Ryan Garris, 122 to 118. That's Team Incarnate, by the way. Good game there. So that your standings over there. Brandon Gary undefeated, the only undefeated team right now, sitting at 3-0. Eric Resendez 2-1. Jared Taylor, Hugo, and Bryant Henson all at 1-2. Over in the West, Incarnate is 2-1 along with the Hooligan Clique. And then Slow White Bronco, aka Jeff Bell. And then Amos is 1-2. Robert Likes Beer is the Chris Householder of the league. The 0-3, just absolutely sucking ass. All right. The second league we have, this is the Walt's League. Damn, Walt, what happened to you, bro? Last year, mind you, Walt won it all. Like, he won his league. He had the most points of any team of all 3 deckhead leagues. It was unbelievable. My guy is sitting at 0-3. Walt, get your shit together, buddy. KD put a whooping on him, 112 to 97. And then we almost had the same exact score over here with Levashock beating up TDP, Truck Driver Pookie, a.k.a. Ray Ramirez, 112 to 97. And what else? We had Pearland Anderson beat Chris Householder, 120 to 99. So House is back to his old tricks. We had Fidel beating up Matt Poche, 151 to 127. And White Magic beat D Mata, 138 to 97. D Mata, that's a terrible showing on your part. Here's how the standings shake up. Truck Driver Pookie's 2-1 along with House sitting at 2-1. KD 1-2. 1-2 for Pearland. Who is Anderson? Is that Drew? It says Anderson. Who is that? Is that Drew? I don't know who that. I think that's Drew, right? John says I'm 3-0 in Deckhead League 1. Well, we're getting there. Settle down. Walt's 0-3, and then White Magic sitting at 3-0. Good job, Michael. Fidel at 2-1 along with Levashock. And then Matt Poche and D Mata bringing up the rear at 1-2. League 3, at least on my charts. I think this is Uzi's. This is little Uzi league. Yes, that is Drew. Okay, I thought so. I was like, who the hell is Anderson? Sounds like a law firm. AP Law Group would have something to say about that. Who's calling me? Could y'all leave my phone? Because I'm blowing it up, assholes. What's happening here? Okay. Kelly Eco needs the link. Oh, shit. This dude, I send you the link every week, Kelly Eco. Here you go. Control C. It's a good thing I can text from a web browser, by the way. Good thing I can text from a web browser. Sorry, guys. I have no producer, so I got to stop in the middle of the show and take care of shit. But I want to get Kelly Eco on. We need to talk Rockets training camp and whatnot. So Kelly will be joining us shortly. But back to fantasy. So this is Uzi's league. You got Francisco beating up on B-Mart 130 to 110. Christopher Reyes, Mr. 1%, handled Keith Sager with no problem, 112 to 109. Sylvia with an ass whooping over Michael Caravantes, 159 to 130. Dandy Dan falls to Mark G, 146 to 120. Christopher Mena whooped up on Steven Uzik, 126 to 115. So now you got Christopher Mena undefeated at 3-0. Reyes and Cisco at 2-1. Keith Sager and Lil Uzi at 1-2, bringing up the rears. In the East, over in the West, Sylvia, let's go. 2-1 along with Mark G, Dandy Dan 1-2, B-Mart 1-2, Michael Caravantes 0-3, cause suck it. All right, and the last group, season 4, Jesus. League 4. Here you go. This is Clarence's league. Clarence beat up on PP Dubs 153 to 127. John Westling stays undefeated 126 to 111. Crystal Collins falls to Uriel Casta Villanueva. I don't know why it says Casta. Uriel Villanueva 147 to 103. Real whoop my ass 132 to 125. And Pink Valkyrie beat up Black Sheep 119 to 109. So there's your standings. Clarence and Lisa at 2-1. Myself, TDP, and PP Dubs at 1-2. That's a solid league right there. And over in the West, John Westling, the only undefeated in the league. And then Pink Valkyrie 2-1. CC, Uriel, and Black Sheep all at 1-2. There is your Dan's Seafood and Wings Fantasy Football League update for everybody, I guess, really. That's everybody. Good job, guys. Remember now, the winner of each league is going to get a $100 gift card to Dan's Seafood and Wings, plus $100 cash, plus a trophy and all that other stuff. So keep that in mind. All right, guys. Now's the time. You ready, sir? Looking at you, Kelly Eco. You ready? Let's do this. Joining me on the program right now from The Athletic, Kelly Eco is here. Buddy, I missed you. How are you?
Good, man. Sorry, man. Training camp, NBA back in full swing. Shit's all over the place. But
I get it, buddy. You are super busy.
I'm in Galveston right now. Just got done with day 3 of training camp, so it's been pretty good.
Well, what's the story? I mean, what is camp looking like? I'm sure there's a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. There always is when you get a rebuild and young guys in a building and it's their first NBA season or maybe their second even or whatnot. But what's the general mood around Rockets camp?
So the general mood is excitement. There's a lot of energy in the building. You have a lot of young guys trying to establish themselves in this league, trying to understand, NBA concepts, offense, defense. You have Steven Silas and the coaching staff trying to install those different things, what the team wants to do. He talked about them wanting to play fast, wanting to play 5 out, get up and down the court. At the same time, learning those half-court concepts, those simplicity reads, and learning how to run an NBA-style offense. You have Kevin Porter Jr., who is now going to be the point guard of the future, grooming him for that role, learning under the tutelage of, John Wall, DJ Augustin. You have Jalen Green coming in, who they want to score. They want him to be more of a scoring guard. Also be able to play make, but his focus is going to be scoring. You now have Christian Wood and Daniel Tice trying to learn how to play together. Christian Wood is going to be moving to the 4. Tice is not going to be the starting center.
Oh, wow.
And now you have the question of the 3 spot. There are 3 guys up for that spot: Eric Gordon, Daniel House, Jayshawn Tate. Kind of been mixing up, seeing what works best over the last couple days, and that will continue for the week until they come back to Houston on Saturday. Then they have the preseason game coming up on the 4th, I believe. So all in all, it's been a good camp. It's been a good camp so far. They're getting after it. That's expected with a young team. They're going to come in with a lot of energy. They got to get the conditioning up. They got to be up to speed fitness-wise, because this team is going to run a lot. And if you want to use your athleticism and youth to kind of get advantage on teams, you're going to have to be fit. So that's kind of been the biggest emphasis so far.
Interesting. When we watched last year, I got to be honest with you. You and I talked about this last year, but I wasn't all that impressed with Steven Silas at times. But I think also, too, it was unfair because what a tumultuous and awkward, I guess, for lack of a better word, season it was. I don't think he really got to show what he could do as a head coach with all the injuries and then the issues. I don't know if you felt that way before. I know you've liked him as a head coach. Is there a certain level of confidence that he has going into this season, knowing last season was an anomaly? I mean, what is the deal? What can fans expect?
So the biggest thing about Steven Silas, and he'll tell you himself, is that last season was kind of a shitstorm. They got from all corners, and it kind of hurt them on the fly because they were coming in expecting to coach a team with James Harden and Russell Westbrook. You're trying to put in plans for that. Then you have the Harden fiasco, and then you have the trade, and you have all that stuff going on. You have the injuries, and then you have the losses. You have COVID to deal with. So it was a mess. Now, having an offseason to deal with, looking at what they did right, what they did wrong. Now, fully knowing that you're in a rebuild and you're being tasked with developing and grooming those young guys into men and NBA players, it's a bit easier. Now, players talk about how Silas is always hands-on. He's a more of a guy. He's the kind of coach that will invite you to his home for dinner. He's the kind of coach that has that open-door policy, being able to talk about whatever, even stuff off the floor with the young guys. And that's interesting. As a coach, sometimes it's kind of hard to connect with those young guys, especially with the age gap off the floor. But speaking to those guys over the past week, they've all had great things to say about Steven Silas and his ability to connect guys and kind of impact their lives.
That's good. That's good to hear. Now, okay, so you mentioned, what are they going to do with the 3? We know that they're trying to get a trade done for John Wall. How much does that impact what they can do with Eric Gordon? And are those guys going to be on this roster after the trade deadline?
I would be surprised if Eric is here after the deadline. I mean, I know they like him a lot, but other NBA teams like him as well. So it really comes down to the market. If a team comes in tomorrow and puts an offer on the table that they can't refuse, I would see him gone. But as for right now, he's competing in camp. I was talking to him today actually, and he was telling me that the veterans have been really bringing the intensity for camp. Him, Daniel House, those guys have been killing. One person at the camp said that House right now is probably the camp MVP, just from the intensity he's brought at drills, scrimmages, everything. He's impacting winning. Although you want to mix up teams and you want to see different things, like they've been toggling Eric at the 3, Tay at the 3, House, on the first team and stuff like that. But I've been hearing a lot of good things about him. But they still have enough time to see what works best for them going forward, because you do have options to pick from, and that's kind of a good thing. Going back to last year where you had so many injuries, you were just signing guys that had a pulse and putting them in a game. So now you kind of have a bit of stability around the organization, and you can see what works and what doesn't.
All right, we got a question from one of the deck heads. Alex Villanueva wanted to know, does Christian Wood get a max deal after this year, or do you see him being moved before that?
You mean max deal from Houston? It's possible. I mean, I don't know about max, but he'll get paid. He's young. He's coming up for 2010 season. If he keeps that up and takes another leap defensively, he will get paid. Like, this is a league that does pay young guys what they're worth, especially in a market where you got teams looking for that next piece. Christian Wood is a really good player. He needs to take another in this serious aspect of the game, like just wanting to be that leader. He talks a good game, but this is the time to show it. Camp and preseason and the season. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Rockets are going to give him some kind of offer for sure. Like they're not a team that's not going to offer you on the table. Like you saw with Victor Oladipo. Whenever he came, they gave him an extension offer. It was on the table. Now, if you take it or leave it, that's a different question. We'll see how content he is with being part of a rebuild. Because even though he's pretty young, he's still someone that can that should be in high demand as well around the league too. So we'll see.
All right, last question for you. What do you see the starting 5 being game 1, and what do you see the starting 5 being game 82? And is there a difference?
Game 1, I would say Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Jayshawn Tate, Christian Wood, Dale Tice. Now, game 82. House starting by the end of the year. If you're still on the team,
Who?
I could see that.
House?
Dale House. I could see that. Because I originally thought that he was going to be a starter from day one because I think he fits the starters better. He's a better shooter. He's a sturdy defender. He's a good playmaker, and he has size. But it also makes sense bringing him off the bench. You get to play him with Eric Gordon. You get to stagger Dale Tyson, Christian Wood, and you kind of get to see the good thing about having guys like House that are 6'6", 6'7" with wings that can do different things that you can mix and match. Like this is not a team trying to make the playoffs tomorrow. So you can see what you have in front of you, and that's what they've been doing in camp. And I expect them to do more of that as the season goes on.
It's interesting that you have all these veterans: John Wall, Daniel House, Eric Gordon, and none of those guys you had listed as starters until the end of the season, and then just one of those guys. It just kind of shows you what's going on in the midst of a rebuild. And one last thing, I don't know. I don't know if it was you or somebody else, but somebody was talking about the fact that DJ Augustine has been really kind of stepping up and mentoring. Talk a little bit about that as well, because I think that might fly under the radar, but also be very important to the development of this team, because that was what John Wall was supposed to do too.
Yeah, and it's different because while John Wall is the most expensive assistant coach, he Augustine is on the team. He's playing. He's expected to be in the rotation, and it's easier to learn from him as somebody that wants to be here than in my opinion, than the John Wall that has a foot out the door. But he's been playing well. He's been impressive in camp. He's always been a sturdy guy, somebody that can control an offense, stabilize an offense, run a second unit, coach's guy, because he's such a brilliant player in terms of understanding angles, understanding how to get guys in the right spots, and controlling a team. It's an underrated part of the game. So especially now we have Kevin Porter Jr., who still, even though he's played point guard in the past, he hasn't played a whole lot of NBA point guard in the past, and that's the whole other ball game. So you'll need that tutelage, and you'll need that experience and someone to lean on and be a sounding board. I think Stephen Saul said that the other day. He was a good sounding board for the young guys trying to learn just how to be a point guard, because that is, like, we talk about other sports, the quarterback, we talk about the leaders of a team, really, because you're an extension of the coach on the floor. The coach he can give you the game plan, but he can't execute it for you. It's up to the point guard to do that. So DJ Augustine's role is going to be extremely important in that aspect alone.
I'm sure we'll do this again. Any thoughts on what you see, how many games this team wins this year? I mean, do you need more time in camp to watch before you make a prediction?
Did I say 20?
I don't remember what you said before. I know it wasn't a lot. I was
29. I'm going to say 29.
29 games.
30. Yeah.
Going
if
30.
they stay healthy, maybe 31. But
one game if they're healthy.
29 is my ceiling. I think so.
Okay.
That's fair.
I dig it. That you
guys,
guys.
It's going to be an exciting 29. I think Rockets fans they'll like to watch these guys play.
Really, you don't think it's going to be? They're going to be running and gunning, and it's not going to be boring. Well, that's good. Even if you got to suffer through a rebuild season, if they can make losses fun, that'll be a win. In a lot of ways, I guess.
Right.
That's dope. That is Kelly Iko of The Athletic. Kelly, how can the people follow you, buddy?
Kelly Iko NBA. That's IKO NBA on Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to The Athletic. We got a lot of good stuff going on. More stuff on the way from camp. So just be on the lookout for that.
That's the busy man right there, Kelly. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for stopping in and talking Rockets and NBA. We'll talk to you next week. That is Kelly Iko of The Athletic. He joins us every Thursday right here on Barry on Deck. We're lucky to have him get that inside scoop on what's going on. I didn't even want to get into the Ben Simmons stuff. I'd already kept him for his longer than normal contractually obligated 15 minutes. All right, there's no contract. We just wing it. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a quick potty break. I'm going to go pee, get me a drink. What's up, Harpy? Good to see you, sweetie. By the way, you guys, tune in tonight. Let's see here. Where's my overlays? Tune in tonight right there twitch.tv/Sports Riot Live. We're going to be sidecasting Thursday Night Football game. We're going to be updating you on the Astros, and maybe, just maybe, someone that you might see and know and recognize might join the show and do celebrity guest picks for us. So make sure you tune into that. You don't want to miss it. Until then, we still got plenty of show to go. Don't forget, this is a 3-hour Thursday. So at 4 o'clock, I'm going to end this portion of the show. We will fire up a new link. If you're not on the Discord, if you're not on the Patreon, well, what are you doing with yourself? You need to get on it. Go log in and sign up right now. Patreon.com/Barry on Deck. When you join, you'll get all kind of cool swag. Plus, you'll get access to the 3rd hour every Thursday that I do on this show, which is only for Patreon members. Until then, I'm going to take me a quick little potty break, and I suggest you do the same. So you can go poop, pee, smoke a cigarette, whatever it is you do during the break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes right here on Barry on Deck. Stick around. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for sticking around through the break. Those of you that did, those of you that didn't, well, you know what you can do. You can go have sexual relations with yourself. Why would you leave? Doesn't make any sense. Why would you leave? I just had to pee. That's it. I just had to go pee-pee. Just had to pee-pee. What's up, Shelbsters? Oh, yeah. 3-hour show today, girl. 3-hour show. Let's go. Oh, that's right. Don't forget Astros rolling tonight, trying to close it out and clinch it. Let's talk about the Astros. In fact, we can get into that right now. This MLB Wild Card Race is crazy. Astros seem to be scuffling and stumbling down the stretch, and it doesn't bode well for the team. You want to be hot going into the playoffs. I know that it's not absolutely necessary that you be hot going into the playoffs, but boy, it sure would be nice if you could close out and do some things. This team doesn't seem to be interested in doing that, I guess. Where did this go? I had looked into this. I wanted to talk specifically about the Astros starters. I made a chart here. I'm going to blow this up. I want you guys to see this. I wanted to talk about this. I was going to tweet this out later, but I wanted to kind of give you guys some. We need to discuss this, basically, is what I'm saying. Hold on. Let me blow this up here. So, your Astros and they're obviously making the playoffs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. This team, it's a matter of when they clinch, not if. All right, they're not going to lose, knock on wood, 4 in a row, but they are scuffling. They are struggling a little bit down the stretch, and I understand that they've had a few injuries here and there, but they're going to be fine. Until then, though, one thing you have to look at, Seattle's really hot right now. Chicago's scuffling down the stretch as well. Tampa is not. The Yankees and the Blue Jays are hot. This whole wild card race in general has just been absolutely fire. If I wasn't an Astros fan, I would 1,000% be a Toronto Blue Jays fan. That is a very, very fun team to watch. Bo Bichette, Vlad Guerrero Jr. And you can see right here that as fun as they are to watch and as good as the Blue Jays are, they are still a game back in the wild card race. Right now, your wild cards, and by the way, can we just stop and give it up for Major League Baseball for having the wherewithal to expand the wild card race? Do you realize that we would be like, it wouldn't be as fun. You wouldn't have as many teams and as many cities as interested as long as you've had in baseball if you didn't expand the wild card race to 3 teams instead of 2. And I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but it really is. You've added a couple more cities because not only do you expand from 2 to 3, but you've given other teams like the A's were in it until literally yesterday. They are 3rd in their own division, but the A's and the fans could still believe that their teams were going to make the playoffs. Playoffs? So I like that baseball. I like what baseball did. Dandy Dan is right. The Mariners have been sneaky good this year. But this is what it looks like. So this is your AL wild card race. The Yankees have the best record amongst wild card teams. Boston is 2nd, and then the Mariners are 3rd. And Toronto is a game back. But if you look at that, they're all literally, look at the winning percentages. That's what it goes by, and losses. They're all separated within like 1 game of each other. So this isn't over by any stretch. And I want to point something out in here, and I don't know if this jumped off the page to you. I don't know if this stood out to you. Here's the crazy thing and the beautiful thing about what the Toronto Blue Jays are doing. Take a look over there at runs scored and runs allowed. Amongst all the non-division winners, the Toronto Blue Jays have scored the most runs with 816. The Red Sox are 2nd with 811. And the difference really is runs allowed, starting pitching in the bullpen. You got 648 runs allowed, which is better than any team on the board. So they're scoring more runs than any team on the board, allowing less runs. They have a plus 168. A plus 168 run differential. That's crazy good. Okay. And hold on here. We can even, what the frick is going on over here? Oh, get out of here. Sorry about this, guys. Once again, would be great if I had I want to look at the standings. So let's pull up this. So that was the wild card race. Eric said, I stopped listening to a sports FM radio station because of the baseball talk. Well, buddy, I hate to tell you this, but you got to talk baseball. It's a major sport. This is a baseball town. Like, are you saying you don't want me talking baseball? Like, I kind of have to. That's my job. I'm sorry. I understand if you leave here too and maybe go listen to like Rula and Ryan or whatever the fuck is on, but we're going to talk baseball on this show. And yeah, BZH, the AL East is really good. Look at that. I mean, you think about that. 4 of the 5 teams in the AL East are still in the wild card race. No, you can't say that in the Central. And the Cubs are limping in. I mean, the White Sox are limping in. The White Sox, if they played in another division, wouldn't even be a division winner. They would be second in the East and second in the West, and barely second in the East. So the White Sox, again, scuffling down the stretch a little bit. But I pointed out to you those numbers there. And you can't see it, but the Tampa Bay Rays are a plus 197. There you go. Tampa Bay Rays are a plus 197. The Houston Astros are a plus 199. The third highest plus minus total belongs to the Toronto Blue Jays at plus 168. And they are on the outside of the playoffs looking in right now. That's how good this race is right now. I kind of hope that I want to see these young kids in the playoffs. I really do. I want to see these young kids in the playoffs. But the Astros barely holding on. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, the Tampa Bay Rays, I feel good with my chances with the Astros playing the White Sox, and we'll get into that in just a second. But let's talk a little bit, too, about this AL race, the NL Wild Card Race. Not quite as fun. Philly could sneak in. I don't think Cincy has clinched yet, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they've clinched the wild card yet. Giants are in. We know that. Dodgers are in. We know that. The only teams that aren't guaranteed in that are close. So, yeah, the Cardinals are in. The Brewers are in. And the Braves and Phillies are the only ones that haven't figured it out yet. So Cincy has been eliminated. I don't understand that. How they're sitting third. Did I miss something here? Hold on. Let's go to the wild card race on screen. That's weird. ESPN has Cincy eliminated. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Cardinals clinched last night. Yep. But I don't understand. They have, hold on, add me. If I go over here to standings, that doesn't make any sense. They have the Reds with an E next to it. And the E means eliminated from playoff contention. But then when you look at the wild card race, they're third in the wild card race. How does that work? Yeah, I know that's the wild card race. That's what I'm saying. That's so weird to me. Nonetheless, there was a little race right there between Philly and Cincy. But the other two, definitely done. Dodgers and Cardinals have clinched. So this is the only real race. But that AL race, looking pretty good right there. Now, one thing I wanted to get to is the Astros look like they're on a collision course to, well, I think they are now for sure, going to be matching up with the Chicago White Sox in their first playoff game or first playoff series. What does that say? Yeah, I know, but I don't understand what you were talking about. Eric said, baseball's my favorite sport besides soccer. Yeah, that's why I didn't understand what you were saying. Oh, gotcha. Okay. He just said they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Okay. That's a big difference. Yeah. Okay. I was like, what the fuck? I feel so attacked right now. I love talking baseball. And I try to do my homework for you guys so that I don't just come on here and say stupid things and spout stupid opinions. And Karna said, by bullies, do you mean threatening to time out non-Cowboys fans? Okay. You're going to get in trouble. Cece's gonna lash out, whoop you with a wet noodle. 2 teams make the wild card, not 3. No, Matt. 3 teams make the wild card now, isn't it? Yeah. I thought it was 3 teams. How many wild card in MLB? I thought it was 3 teams. Oh, it's 2. Why was I thinking 3? When I thought they added 8. Didn't they add? Why am I going crazy right now? Why did I think it was 3? lost my mind. Yeah, okay. I stand corrected. For some stupid reason, I had in my head that they had added a third, but it was that they added, okay. I'm way off. Oh, okay. See? It's all confusing me. Steven said NFL added a wild card. Okay. That's what it is. Yeah, got it. Got it. All right, I stand corrected, and I just got through saying how much I love baseball. That's great. That's super smooth. All right, well, that would explain why the Reds are eliminated. That makes sense now. But I really did think it was the top three got in for some fucking reason. No, I wasn't thinking about tie games and all that shit. I knew about that. For some reason, I confused the... Okay. What I did do is I looked up. So this is the 6 starters, possible starters for the Astros in the rotation in the playoffs. Obviously, Greinke coming off the IL is going to be super important. But I went ahead and took a gander at each guy's ERA on the season and how they stack up against teams that they might be facing in the playoffs. Now, most likely, this is going to be their first round matchup, the Chicago White Sox. Ooh, did y'all hear that thunder? And there's the other teams that could get in if they snuck in or not. So I showed you each guy who had the best ERA against the said team. Luis Garcia has pitched better than anybody in the rotation against 3 of these potential playoff teams. Chicago, Boston, and Toronto. He's got a 1.5 ERA or less. The Yankees lit his ass up, and so did Seattle. He didn't pitch against Tampa Bay until last night. And then he got his ass lit up. And this is, by the way, this was during last night's game, so this isn't going to be here. Now, you can see that when it comes to Chicago, as long as they don't run Jake Odorizzi out there, they're probably fine. Okay? I think what you might see is literally this order for, you might flip-flop Lance McCullers and Luis Garcia, but you're probably going to see McCullers, Garcia, Urquidy, Valdez, and Greinke. Now, a lot of people, or not a lot of people, I saw some people saying maybe put Zach Greinke in the bullpen. Let him come out of the pen. Look, I don't know that you need 5 starters in the playoffs. I don't even know. I'm going to be honest with you. Dandy Dan says Odorizzi is going to be long relief. I would not be shocked if Jake Odorizzi does not make this team. Let's evaluate what he's done. He's got a 6.75 ERA against Boston, a 10.80 ERA against Chicago. He can only go 1-2 times through the rotation max, or through the order max. I think you look at a 4-man rotation, especially in the divisional round, and you're probably looking at McCullers, Garcia, Valdez, Urquidy in that order. And, you know, it could be worse. Like, I think these guys did the best against the White Sox versus anybody. The White Sox don't scare me for the Astros. It's beyond that. Nobody wants to play Tampa. The Yankees are hot and have obviously hit this pitching staff really well. You can see there on your screen. The best ERA against the Yankees this year amongst starters was Jake Odorizzi with a 3. And if that guy's not making the rotation because of how bad he's been, now what? You better hope you don't see the Yankees this year. They pitched well against Boston. They probably won't even see Seattle or Toronto, but we'll find out. But right now, they have a very favorable opening round matchup against the White Sox, pitching-wise. Now, I didn't go through and look up batters and stuff like that, but I will. I'll eventually pull that up. Excuse me. Joe Pro says, do you handcuff Odorizzi and Greinke because neither can go long innings? I mean, if you just don't care about that game. But my question is this. If you only need 4 starters and you feel like Urquidy can give you enough to get you to the meat of the bullpen at this point, why even run Greinke or Odorizzi out there? I would put Greinke in as maybe a spot starter, emergency starter, long relief kind of guy, veteran presence out there in the bullpen, veteran presence on this squad during a playoff run. Not that they need it because they have so many, but just another guy for maybe a few of these younger pitchers like Garcia. Urquidy acquitted himself well in the playoffs last year. I don't need Jake Odorizzi on this team. We could literally just put a line through this guy. I don't need to see him in the playoffs at all. I'm all doing it on the wrong screen. We could literally just strike through that guy and be like, cool. Matt Poche said, I'd rather see the Yankees than the Rays. I tell you what, down the stretch, you better be worried about. I mean, you obviously know that the Rays are an issue for everybody. The Yankees are pretty hot right now. And if they get any semblance of pitching, and maybe I'll do this weekend. Maybe I'll kind of go through and if I have time and look what each team has done against the other. So Incarnate says Valdez start followed by Greinke out of the pen would be nice if he's coming out of the pen and not starting. Well, that's the other thing you've got to remember too. You don't just, it's not just hey, go to the pen. Like the way that you get ready is completely different. The way that you prepare for a start versus the pen is different. And not that Zach Greinke hadn't been around long enough to figure it out and be able to do it. And I know guys in the past on this team like Colin McHugh and Brad Peacock have done it and shown that they can do it. But you're talking about an older veteran who I know he wants to win and all that. I don't feel like you need to involve Zach Greinke unless, right? Now, going into this, and by the way, I just want to point out, I've been waiting on this day to come where Zach Greinke kind of falls off and loses it. I'm not saying that it has fully. I obviously think this is his last year as an Astro, and we'll see where he lands. He'll probably pitch again. I just don't feel like Zach Greinke has it anymore. He's not as dominant or as scary as he used to be. But I think he's serviceable, and he could replace what I thought would be Jake Odorizzi's job in this rotation or in this pitching staff, which was mop-up duty. Get a big lead, you're getting blown out, run Zach Greinke out there for a little while. Does he deserve better than that? Maybe. Is he going to be a 7, 8, 9 guy? No. Is he going to be a 1 through 4 guy? 5 guy? No. Now, if one of these cats get hurt that you see, Garcia, McCullers, Urquidy, or Valdez, then sure. But I don't think you need to go more than 4, and you have Zach Greinke in the pen, but he's also insurance where if you need a 5th starter for whatever reason, you can run him out there. But right now, he's the 5th best starter on this team. Period. And with those numbers against Chicago, I don't see how you do anything other than McCullers, Garcia, Urquidy, and Valdez in that order. But this is what they look like against all the potential and actual playoff teams. I mean, McCullers and Urquidy pitched well. Garcia, not so much against Tampa. Tampa's just so good, man. So good. Yeah, and I agree, Joe Pro. I love Greinke, but when it's gone, it's gone. Yeah. So Incarnate says, I love Greinke as a starter. Love that guy. Well, okay. You wanna just take a look-see? Here, let's just I'll humor you. Well, I'll humor you for the sake of argument. So here's your stats pitching. Let's see. And we can even pull this up for your blue. Let's see. Innings pitched. No, we don't want that. I don't want ERA either. What's going on here? Let me zoom out a little bit. So your pitching staff or your WAR, which is a pretty good overall indicator of what each player is bringing as far as wins and how they're impacting the bottom line. As you can see, McCullers, Garcia, Valdez, Urquidy is 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly what I'm suggesting. Ryan Presley, your closer, is 5. Christian Javier is 6. Zach Greinke falls all the way down to the 1.3 area. Why did that just pop up? That was weird. as far as Greinke's numbers go, though, he's had 15 quality starts. That's great. He's 11-6. He's got a 4.11 ERA. He's got a 1.17 WHIP. I'm curious to see, though, how he's fared down the stretch as opposed to the beginning of the year. He started off great, right? He started off great. But let's check some splits and see what Greinke was like first half versus second half and then down the stretch. So you can see April 344, 389, 360, 367, 372. The one bad start in September, and then he got hurt and went to the IL. So great start. Leveled off a little bit, and all that translates into a 4.11 ERA. Now, let's see, first half versus second half. Where is it? That's opponent breakdown, home and away, day and night. Well, they don't have the first half versus second half. But we can go to, let's just do this. Let's go to game log. And you can kind of see here what was happening with him. September kind of got roughed up a little bit from the Rangers. And two of the worst teams in baseball roughed him up. How is that even possible? In these starts, like if you look at the beginning of the year, right? Look at his April. He goes 5-1 in April. He goes 4-2 in May. Okay? He goes 3-2 in June. 3-2 in July. Then he goes 1-4 in August. And he splits those in September. It's just not a good trend. He's 2-5 in his last 7 starts going into the playoffs. I'm all right. That just seems like a lot of runs that he's given up as of late. 5, 7, and 6. Now maybe that's the injuries. But Zach Greinke to me is a guy that you have way better arms right now on this staff. That you don't put him, even if you want to argue with me about giving him the 4th spot, who are you replacing? Fromber or Keedy? I just don't see it, man. Brendan Hines, what's up, dude? Welcome to the show. He said thoughts on the Mariners. They're scary good, quietly scary good. I remember it was funny because, you know, the Mariners, if you recall at the trade deadline, everybody said they were done. Everybody was like, they're done. They traded Graveman, you know, they added Toro. They're like, oh, they're definitely giving up. And all they've done since then is just be a really good, solid second half team. It's like internally, this sounds so cliche, but they just rallied around each other. They believed in each other. And they didn't give a shit about anything else. They just put away a team that started the season so hot in the A's that everyone thought, oh, well, this is going to be a dogfight for the Astros in the division. And no one, I heard Jessica Mendoza and Melanie, I forget her last name, talking about this on that game. By the way, that Padres game last night, that Padres-Dodgers game was bananas. If you missed it, you missed a good one. But during the broadcast, they talked a little bit about the Mariners. And I'm going to tell you right now, that Toro trade, who would have thought it? So let's go back and evaluate, right? You trade Kendall Graveman, and the entire clubhouse just loses its mojo. He was so beloved. He loved being there. He wanted to be there. They really felt like they might still be in it at the trade deadline. And then it felt like they gave up, like ownership just gave up by moving out their closer and bringing in some young kid that no one gave a shit about in Toro. And then slowly Toro starts to win games for him. Toro is going nuts over there in Seattle right now. So listen, I don't know if they're going to get a wild card. It feels like they have an outside shot at best. But I tell you what, it won't be for lack of trying or belief in themselves. That team has been balling out of control. All right, Brian, we'll see you, buddy. Go Yanks. So Brendan must be a Mariners fan. He said he's been a godsend. He really has. In fact, let's go pull up, I want to pull up the Mariners, what they've done since the trade deadline. Pretty crazy. Hold on. Let's see. Splits. There you go. Let's do this. Zoom out. See how that works? Super easy. Toro's only hitting 240, but it feels like every hit he has is clutch. That's just it. That's just it. And Mariner fans will tell you that. You don't have to listen. 240 in today's era is like 270, 280 back in the day when guys were hitting 370. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And what matters is win. But look at this. Pre and post All-Star September, August. Look at this. Look at it. 27 and 15, 28 and 15 and 12, 13 and 15, 14 and 12, 14 and 10, 15 and 3, 18 and 8 in September. Talk about getting hot at the right time. They are 48 and 43 before the pre-All-Star. Post All-Star, 41 and 27. Pretty good. Winning 67% of their games before, now winning 71% of their games. Yeah, I'd say that they've been impacted significantly. And I want to go and look up Toro. I know he's not going to be in here. Let's see where there he goes. But let's just look at his splits real fast because, man. So April, June, July, didn't even play in May. But in April, he was hitting 083, hitting 297, 230, 296 in August. So trade deadline is July. He hit damn near 300 in August, struggled a little bit in September. But like you said, big hits at clutch times, that matters too. And it all balances out. But dude has been lighting it up. He's got, 9 home runs since getting over there to Seattle. He's been huge. Just in general, Seattle and doing it not really lighting the world on fire in either category at a -48. Somehow, though, better than the A's at a +61. It's all about getting hot. Just ask the Cardinals. 17 in a row, end up clinching a wild card spot. So, good on your Mariners there, buddy. Still don't think they're going to get the wild card. I think. Well, I mean, we'll see. What are their remaining games? Let's see. Let's look at remaining schedules. Just humor me here real quick. I know this is a lot of baseball talk, but we rarely do baseball on this show. Let's see. At least this much. I want to look at remaining schedule for the teams. So Yanks have one more game with Toronto and then 3 against the Rays. That's going to be tough. Oh, wow. Red Sox have one more game with Baltimore and 3 with Washington. Mariners have 3 more games against the Angels, and the Blue Jays get 1 more game with the Yankees and then 3 with Baltimore. I think if you're going advantages here, Yankees have it the toughest. Boston has it the easiest, followed by Toronto and then Seattle. And that's just based on overall standings. I mean, Baltimore is the worst team in baseball. Natty's not great, but a respectable 65 win season as opposed to 50, 51. Yeah. So, you got to think with the few 3-4 games left. Yankees have a tough one. Although the Rays have clinched, so the Rays don't have to. They can start resting their starters. And then you get into the whole debate of the integrity of the game. But schedule-wise, Rays have it. I mean, Yankees have it the toughest. Boston and Toronto pretty much have it the easiest. So, and also that division game, it's a divisional game. Although I wouldn't put a lot of stock into that. So, all right, there's your baseball talk. Hope you enjoyed that. I got all the wild card stuff in. Real quick, I just want to talk about this because this was the premise of the show, really. I don't know if you heard this or not. But Bill O'Brien, apparently, back when he was the head coach of the Houston Texans, was trying to get himself fired. Weren't we all? Were we all trying to get his ass fired? I know I was rooting for it, begging for it, asking for it. Like, legitimately, even he didn't like himself here. But it's amazing to find out that Bill O'Brien spent time in this organization trying to get away from this organization, trying to get out of the Houston Texans. So there's a book out called It's Better to Be Feared by Seth Wickersham. And he wrote that basically, hey, Joe Pro, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I didn't see it pop through, but he said, yay for baseball talk. Thank you. Hey, I need to do more of it. There's this old thing that, if you talk too much baseball, everybody gets bored and leaves. But you know what? Sometimes in a baseball town, you talk baseball. And if people leave, fuck them. I love baseball, favorite sport. So I'm going to always try to get in as much baseball talk as I can. Let's see. No, I don't know. Okay, we didn't lose that many people. We're still hovering around 55. Much appreciated. Now, this Bill O'Brien thing is interesting because in this book, they talked about him and his power struggle and trying to get to the city of Boston. So this was a quote from the book. And again, the book is called It's Better to Be Feared by Seth Wickersham. Sounds like an interesting book. It's basically about the power struggle between Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and at some point, Robert Kraft. Probably going to be a pretty interesting read. But here's a quote. And this is in regards to Bill O'Brien. He was in a power struggle of his own in Houston, fighting with GM Rick Smith, a, quote, dysfunctional and toxic situation, according to the Houston Chronicle. The leaks from O'Brien's camp claiming he wanted out were so aggressive as to be suspicious, as if he knew he had a golden parachute. In the end, though, the Texans chose O'Brien over Smith, giving the coach more control over football operations. O'Brien later joked to a confidant that it was a somewhat empty victory. Quote, I was trying to get fired, he said. End quote. Again, that's from It's Better to Be Feared from Seth Wickersham. I got to tell you, I don't know when exactly. I mean, if that was during the power struggle. So the premise or the context behind this is at the time, they didn't know if Belichick was going to be on the way out and who would be taking over for him. That Brady had soured that relationship, or I shouldn't say Brady soured, but that relationship had soured between Brady and Belichick. Robert Kraft was getting involved, and there were thoughts that Belichick might be gone. And because O'Brien had worked with Brady and all that, the thought was, well, maybe I can get back over there. So Bill Belichick was actively trying to get fired and get paid so he could get out of this Texans organization and have a shot because he thought he was the heir apparent and replacement to Bill O'Brien in New England. So he was literally, quote, I was trying to get fired. Now, was this somewhat facetious? Was this like tongue in cheek? Like, I mean, who's trying to get fired? You still know your reputation is on the line. You still know if you do certain things, it's going to cast you in a bad light. You may never get another shot at a football operations gig or head coaching job or GM job or any of that stuff if you royally screw this up. And Walt says, Barry, if you'll recall, a while back, I told you O'Brien couldn't be that stupid of a coach and he had to be doing stuff on purpose. Good call. But if he's not that stupid, you've got to know, Walt, there's a certain level of danger if you're trying to look inept. That's bad for your reputation. If people see you doing dumb shit, they're not going to hand you the keys to their franchise next. Bro, you traded, you let Dwayne Brown walk, you traded Hopkins. I mean, like you let JJ go. You what? The Honey Badger left because of him. I mean, it was just ugly all the way around. And the whether he wanted out or not, I mean, there's ways. You obviously don't want to quit. You want to get fired so you can get paid and then go get another job and double dip. Obviously, that's the best course of action. But when you do dumb shit, meow, meow, what's up, Olive? What's up, Olive? When you do dumb shit, you also put your reputation at risk, which is dumb in and of itself. So while he may have been smart and cunning, it was also pretty fucking stupid to do that. Hey, Eric Resendez, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate your generosity. He said, what I said about the FM station is because they say Siri should make the playoff roster over Myers and stupid takes like that. I love baseball talk. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if I would put Siri on the roster. Not over Myers. Yeah. That doesn't seem like a very... I don't even know what Siri's hitting, to be honest with you. I feel like he strikes out a lot. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but yeah, just from a, like, there was an argument, should Myers be given the center field job over McCormick while McCormick was out? There was an argument to be made for that. Like, Jake he got a nickname. What young cat is getting a nickname if he's not raking? You got Jake the Rake. I mean, come on. Siri's flashy. Siri, you know who Siri reminds me of? A poor man's Carlos Gomez. Was it Gomez? Why can't I remember that? Yes, Carlos Gomez. He's a poor man's Carlos Gomez. A little flashy. He's a poor man's Juan Soto right now. He's not at that level just because he hops when he hits a home run and does a bat flip. Cool. What are his numbers? Let's go see. Let's see. Jose Siri. He is hitting .289, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, 13 hits, 45 at bats. OPS of 889. Okay. But are you going to entrust him to a playoff roster spot when you've got Myers, when you've got, we're not bringing back Gaddis? Yeah, I'm with you, Eric. It just doesn't make sense. Myers, just from experience and the fact that he almost took over the starting job. Yeah, I probably would have argued with whoever that was pretty vehemently. Let's see. Myers hitting .252, 5 home runs, 33 hits, an OPS of 742, but over a much bigger span. Walt says, I don't agree with O'Brien's methods, but it was the only thing that made sense at the time. I don't know, dude. You've seen some pretty dumb shit in the NFL. Some guys that you look at and go, are you serious? And they just do dumb things as coaches. I mean, it wouldn't have surprised me. And maybe it's a mixture of the two, Walt. Maybe it's a mixture of the fact that he was just smart enough to try to get fired and just dumb enough to think he could do the job. Does that make sense? I don't know. It just seems crazy to me. Doesn't surprise me at all. Just another brick in a wall of shame on this organization. We make fun of the Jets. We make fun of the Bears and the Lions and the Jags. And it's because this team has been 9-7 for most of their existence. Just barely winning. Just squeaking into the playoffs and losing and getting embarrassed year after year. But we made the playoffs. AFC South champions. So it's almost like you don't want to acknowledge the sheer level of dysfunction that has been around this organization almost from the beginning. And I understand teams have issues. Every team has their moments where they go through periods of suck. I get that. I'm not expecting the Texans to be winning Super Bowls every year. But when you look at the David Carr era, holy Jesus. When the lack of offensive line. And then the Matt Schaub era turns into the pick six era. And then then you finally get a franchise quarterback, and then they manage to somehow royally screw that up as well. And then he's got his issues. And those 22 sexual misconduct allegations aside, you would fade that. And I mean, he'd be playing right now. Unless the NFL felt like they needed to put him on the exempt list. And let's be real. If Deshaun Watson wasn't a disgruntled Houston Texan and wanted to be here and wanted to play, you bet your bottom dollar the NFL would have put him on the exempt list this year. But because he doesn't want to play and doesn't care to play and the team doesn't want to play him, there's no need to. But I guarantee you, as soon as Tyrod Taylor went down, if he would have went to the Texans and the Texans would have sat down with him and everybody would have agreed he would have played, I promise you the NFL would have been like, whoa. Let's go ahead and put you on the exempt list, buddy. But there's no need to right now. It feels like you're shitting on all of the AFC South banners, Barry. Yeah, exactly. A division banner is a participation trophy in football. You don't even have a conference title to your name. So yes, Ben, very astute observation of you for me to shit on these NFL participation trophies. I think at the end of the day, what you have with this organization, and it doesn't surprise me, and people were texting me, surprised that Bill O'Brien was trying to get fired from the Texans. There is nothing you could print or put on TV or say on radio or anywhere else that would surprise me about this organization anymore. From top to bottom, start to finish, end to end, person to person, this organization is one of, if not the worst run organizations in football. And you can tell me it's the Jets. You can tell me it's the Giants. You can tell me it's the Lions. And I'll tell you bullshit. Don't let the records, don't let the wins and losses confuse you. If you want to blame something on the Jets and the Lions, blame their scouting department. They just make bad decisions in the draft. And also, you get bad luck. Think about that. Cleveland, over and over. It took changing the organization, changing the mindset, allowing people to do the right thing. Remember the fax trade issue in Cleveland? You're just like, oh my God, as a Browns fan, ask Jen. And then all of a sudden, they get lucky a little bit with Baker. They bring in, Chubb turns out to be good. They give a flyer on the Hunt, and they slowly, Myles Garrett falls in their lap, and they slowly begin to build this organization. So, yeah, it has to do with your front office. And yeah, it has to do with luck. But in general, they had the wherewithal to continue to try to put some shit together. And the Jets had glory days. And the Browns had glory days. What fucking glory days have the Texans had in their 20-something year history, 2019 year history? None. There's been no glory days. You've had 20 different seasons to try to have a glory day. You got none. This is one of, you could argue with me that it's not the worst, but it is, as you lump together bad organizations in the NFL while we lump together good ones like New England and Kansas City and Seattle and Pittsburgh, who just seem to always get shit right over and over. You have to lump the Texans in with the Jets and the Jets and the Detroit Lions and the Browns up until recently. This is one of those teams. Don't let the record fool you. So nothing that comes out now surprises me. Nothing. Oh yeah, the Letterman jacket year. Yeah. Jesus. That was awesome. I'm telling you, man. Even the Oilers had some fucking glory days. Unbelievable. And I'm so thankful as I close out this rant and these first 2 hours. We're going to come back with hour number 3. I am so thankful the fans have finally gotten smart enough to say, we're not going to watch these trash ass games and support this trash ass organization. Do better. If I had one wish, if I rubbed this bottle and the Jameson Genie came out, by the way, that looks super weird. It looked like I'm jerking off a bottle of Jameson. If the Jameson Genie popped out, I was like, I'll give you one wish. What do you want that wish to be? That the McNair sell the team. That's my wish. That's my wish. No, I'm not curing cancer. I'm not solving world hunger. I'm not finding a home for every homeless person. No, I got priorities. And just one wish of my whole, I don't need fame. I don't need fortune. I don't want to be a famous stand-up comedian. I don't want to be a millionaire YouTuber. I just want the McNairs to sell the Texans. That's my one wish, Jeannie. That's my one wish. All right. Third hour. Yes, don't forget tomorrow, 11 o'clock start time. Thank you, Joe Pro. See, I got me a little producer here. Third hour is about to go down. This show is over with. Still didn't get to everything I wanted to. Over in the third hour, here's what we're going to talk. We're going to talk R. Kelly, DH Gate, and we can even talk a little NFL conspiracy theory on Fox and NFL Red Zone. All that, plus, you know, you'll ask me weird questions and we'll go off on a tangent and probably not talk about any of that. But man, if you miss third hours every week, you miss some of the best Barry on Deck that I put out all week because it's a lot of damn fun. Until then, until hour 3 or until tomorrow at 11 a.m., I should say. I will see you guys. Sorry for the 2 hour or the 2 day absence. I appreciate you hanging in there and coming back. I really didn't think anybody would be here. So I'm thankful you showed up. And until I see you again, whether it be in 5 or 10 minutes or 24 hours, do me 3 favors. You see the sign. Be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, love each other. See you in a bit, or see you tomorrow. Making a YouTube video!